Peace, family. I hope everyone is having a good weekend. I normally go live, Saturday, but I was busy Saturday, so I said, let me put out a live anyway for the family. You know what I mean? To tap in and see what everyone is up to. I hope everyone is having a good weekend. I don't want to be on here too long, but I've seen a lot of stories and things in the news, in the media that I wanted to touch on and talk about. I don't know how many people I'm gonna get in here, so I'm gonna get right into it because I don't plan on being on here. It's extremely too long, so we're gonna hop right into it. I don't know if any of the family has seen, but Wendy's is going, moving to AI, having an AI drive through, and this is to replace the general labor, to replace the, the workers, because they want to get away from, doing the general labor, thing. So, I encourage people, if you haven't to, um, try to like, look into ways to make money for yourself, because in all actuality, they trying to replace the, general labor class, the regular average working class people, and just automate everything, and you can see evidence of this, when you go to Walmart, because Walmart is getting rid of, the regular cashiers and things like that. And they move it to that self checkout. They're trying to automate everything. And it's really a bad thing, if you ask me, because they want to get rid of the workers and have, to take away that, that working class general labor, because let's keep it all the way real. These certain jobs don't require, if we being real, a whole bunch of skill, but I still don't, agree with them, replacing the workers and putting in that automation, because that automation, is going to, just get rid of the workers, because they look at it as, if, we could get AI robots to do this kind of work. We don't got to pay nobody gets sick, nobody calls off, and we could just, supplement the people and spend less money. They ain't going to be sick and things like that. It require us to give them, insurance. We could replace them, and put in AI. So I got the audio and the video of what Wendy's is doing. They got a fully automated drive-through, and we're gonna walk through and talk about it. But I encourage people, if you have it, to try to like get self-employed and do things for self, to where as though you're able to sustain yourself, because they trying to get rid of the general working class people. But just a second, family, let me pull this up.
There are more high-tech changes coming to fast food chains. Some Wendy's now using AI to take your drive-through orders. But does it really work better than talking to an actual human? Our Adrian Broaddus got an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at the new technology and put it to the test.
And I don't think this, AI technology is a supplement for people, you know what I mean? Because we the people, we could do things that, these robots can't do, but they just want to put the automation in there to remove the general labor class, because you don't got to pay the AI, and the AI is just going to, run constantly.
It looks like a typical drive-through. You can start placing your order when ready.
Can I get a number 8, please?
But the voice taking orders at
Fair
this
use.
Wendy's
Put dipping sauce.
is actually powered by artificial intelligence. Did you know who you were talking to?
Yeah, the robot.
It's part of the future for Wendy's. They call it Fresh AI.
And we're always thinking about what is the right technology that solves the right problem at Wendy's.
Here's how it works. A customer drives up and talks into this speaker.
Hi, welcome to Wendy's. Feel free to order whenever you are ready.
The AI takes the order, listening and responding to questions.
Can I get 2 double stacks?
Inside, human workers watch a monitor as the order comes. Then they prepare the meal. We went through the drive-thru to see how it works.
Hi, I would like 6 regular nuggets and 6 spicy.
See, family, I don't rock with this AI and all this technology, because for a certain, to a certain degree, they're trying to get rid of the people. They don't, want to get rid of the general labor class, and just supplement it with this AI technology. And I don't agree with, all of this technology, because it's going to, bite us in the ass. You see it now. Artists is getting albums and stuff, AI replace, I think Drake punk ass did that, when I mean with that beef with Kendrick, he put Pac on there, an AI version of Pac. So yeah, this thing is just, gotten way too out of hand. And I even heard, files that were AI ran, they were going to go delete them, and they hid themselves, these files. So, they couldn't be, gotten rid of, they were AI controlled files. So this technology is just way out of hand, and man wants to keep pushing the envelope with this. But, I get pushback to this kind of AI stuff, because I know they're trying to replace, people from going in these kind of jobs, and that's going to hurt, the people that need those kind of jobs. You know what I mean? So that's why I get pushed back to it. I don't think all this AI is a good thing. And that's why I encourage, the family to, if you got the ability to, think of doing things for yourself and getting more, self-sufficient, create your own businesses and institutions to where though, it ain't going to be affected by this, because they trying to implement a whole bunch of wickedness now, if you ask me.
Hi, I would like 6 regular nuggets and 6 spicy nuggets.
Spicy nuggets here, regular nuggets here. Let's try it again. On this run, I tried to trip the AI.
5-piece nugget.
Ordering something not on the menu. That's when a human stepped in to help.
I do apologize about that. We only have 4, 6, and 10-piece nuggets.
In 2023, Wendy's
See,
started
it's even limitations to it. The AI can't do everything. AI ain't a supplement for, humans getting out there and doing a job, because we could do things they can't do. You know what I mean? But they trying to design things to where, though, they don't need the human aspect of things no more. You know what I mean? And I don't really like where they, the direction they taking this kind of stuff in.
offering AI drive-thrus. Now, nearly 100 across 19 states, with more on the way.
If I wanted to order in French, could I?
You cannot.
And more, they said they got more on the way. Can you think about all of the people that need those jobs that's going to be, not able to get a job there? You know what I mean? Because they replacing the human aspect of it with AI. Yeah, I don't rock with that.
Order in French. You can, however, order in Spanish.
It's part of a growing trend as the food industry goes high-tech. More and more chains installing self-serve kiosks like these to place your orders. Some Sweet Green locations have automated kitchens creating salads. Chipotle is testing robots to prepare burrito bowls.
See, they replacing every aspect of it. They replacing the cook, because they said Chipotle, they got machines that can make the taco bowls, and they got kiosks to where though you could place your order. So that's getting rid of the cooks right there. The people at the drive-through, and the cashier. They're getting rid of a lot of jobs, with this AI. And it's going to hurt, people in the long run. This is why I push back off of this kind of stuff.
Also experimented with AI drive-thrus and then took it off the menu. The company's saying it may revisit them in the future. But Wendy's partnered with Google Cloud to create their tech. It uses generative AI, which means it's always learning and should improve over time. But it does raise concerns for some people.
This is why, though, family, like when they ask me, like, because I scroll on social media all the time, and it'll be like, take a survey, this, that, and the other, ask you a bunch of questions. I don't do them, because in all actuality, if you answer those questions, you really programming AI, you know what I mean, to do the job of humans. So I don't really get into that. I bypass that. I don't never answer survey questions online, because all of that is used to, program the AI, but they don't tell you that aspect about it.
It's a job.
Could it put humans out of work?
It's always been an assistant, never a replacement.
They said, could it put humans out of work? Hell yeah, it could put humans out of work. And he's saying it's always been an assistant, never a replacement. It's going to replace people, because once they get it fully functional to where though they don't need the human aspect, you could bet your last dollar they for sure as hell going to replace humans with it.
Customers who spoke with us seem willing to give it a chance.
Took my order just like it would normally and seemed a little faster.
A new trend driven by technology.
Please pull up the next window.
Adrian Broadus, NBC News, New Albany,
Yeah, I
Ohio.
don't rock with all of that technology, the directions they taking it in, because it's to replace humans. You know what I mean? Yeah, that ain't a good thing. But moving right along, let me get a swig of water real quick, family. I want to talk about our young sister, who I'm almost certain she FBA. Her name is Kayleen Smith, 16, of Ontario, California, and she just signed a name and likeness deal. She only 16 in high school with Adidas. You know what I mean? And that's a power play for that young sister. So salute to her. I don't really talk. I used to do videos, put out success stories, and I don't do that much no more. So, I figured, to touch on this aspect, and put this out as somewhat of a little success story, because our sister, really winning, 16-year-old Kayleen Smith, 16 years old, you sign a name and likeness deal with Adidas. And they said, this has never been done with a female basketball player. So this is groundbreaking. This is history right here. She just made history. You know what I mean? So she's bright and talented for sure as hell, for them to, want to sign a deal with her. So, she going to go on and do some good things. And she only 16, she ain't even hit her peak yet. She just beginning. So salute to that young sister, and being the first women's basketball player, high school basketball player, to sign that deal with Adidas, but moving right along. What else did I want to speak about? Hold on. Anyone seen the Tether DJ Academics? He got banned from Twitch. You know what I mean? Because I heard the audio, and when he was on there, he was definitely grooming that young boy, 15 years old, when he was on whatever streaming app that was. He was damn sure grooming that young boy. And there was another man in there too, you know what I mean, saying nonsense to that young 15-year-old boy. But DJ Academics was trying to say that you can't ban me or cancel me. I'm DJ Academics, this, that, and the third. But from what I hear, a lot of people is pulling back deals and contracts from DJ Academics. He losing a lot of endorsements. He got banned from Twitch, and this is what he get. I don't feel sorry for him because he for sure as hell was grooming that young man. You know what I mean? Talking all of that sexual nonsense to him. He was on true funboy time, and on that exploiting kids time. I don't want to say the name, to get suppressed, but he was on some, exploiting kids and all of that. And I never really rock with DJ Academics because he was up there in Chicago reporting on all that, showing the negative underbelly of FBA society, always reporting on, gang culture up there in Chicago, showing the underbelly in that regard. But DJ Academics, for sure as hell, don't show the underbelly of no Caribbean society. Every society got an underbelly to it. And he was just fixated and focused on, showing Chicago in a negative light. So I don't rock with that. And, he gets whatever he deserves. Renee, hello, FBA brother. Hello to my sister, Renee, But I don't feel sorry for, Academics one bit, and he got real bold in his stance. He was saying, you can't cancel me, this, that, or the third. But he's learning quick, fast, and in a hurry that if the people don't rock with you, anybody could be canceled, because it takes the people to co-sign you and to rock with you for you to go on to do anything. You know what I mean? If the people ain't rocking with you, them companies ain't gonna rock with you, because the people make and break people in all actuality. But what else I want to talk about? Yo, what's really going on with all of these plane crashes, family, in the news? They got like plane crashes everywhere you turn around. I seen one in what was it, DC? A Black Hawk helicopter hit a United Airlines plane and it exploded. They say how many died? I believe it was they say 41 people dead and dead out there in DC from this, and they say they still don't know as to the cause of this, but I don't think this is no coincidence. I'm gonna put the 10-4 Kufi on this one, because you got a plane crash that just happened down there in Philly. They say 7 people had died and 19 injured. And you see stuff like this, it makes you really question what's good, what's really going on. You know what I mean? They say like things was hitting people's homes. Somebody found a body on top of their home. So I got the audio and the video of that, what's going on with the Philly thing. That just happened. It's plane crashes and things like this happening all over the place. And we're going to walk through and, talk about this thing, family. Let me pull up the video. Turn it down so I don't get copyrighted. Fair use, fair use.
7 people have died and another 19 have been injured following the horrifying air ambulance crash in Philadelphia.
This is nuts.
Officials say it could be days until the true death toll is known, with damage from the crash extending over several blocks. And a warning, this vision is confronting.
It hit with such extreme force.
Dude just standing outside of his back, his house, opening his back door, you see the plane go down.
This is the crater the downed Medijet left behind.
This is in Philly.
Suburban Philadelphia, a mess of metal spanning more than 4 blocks, a landscape littered with charred debris.
This was a high-impact crash, and the plane is highly fragmented.
Today, investigators sifting through that wreckage, a crucial search for answers.
We are still looking for the cockpit voice recorder. Likely, it is damaged. It may be fragmented.
The Learjet air ambulance spent less than a minute in the air before disaster.
That's nuts. Can you imagine just, waking up, coming outside, sitting on your back porch, and you see a plane go down, like, feet from your backyard? This is insane.
Struck.
An explosion, like an extreme boom, and everything shook.
Peace to the
The man
specialist.
who filmed this was meters away from the crash, with his 5-year-old daughter. Today, overcome with emotion, they survived. Local resident Yamir was in the gym as the plane plummeted to the ground. This is what he filmed as he stepped outside.
See a plane with a grill.
The specialist said, I just did a furnace install for a customer 2 minutes from there. Yeah, that's insane, family. You know, I'm seeing people sitting in restaurants, you know, and scrap metal coming in the restaurant. They got to bob and weave, you know, to, you know, duck and dodge the scrap metal that came in that restaurant from the plane. This is insane, you know, and I don't really know what's going on, but, you know, I don't go with the narrative, you know, that they first push out there in the news because they try to suppress the truth, you know, and do a bunch of nonsense. I believe this is definitely more than meets the eye, you know, what's going on, because they just had a Black Hawk helicopter hit a United Planes airline collided, you know, and they say 60 people or something like that died from that. No, 41 dead. My fault. 41 dead from that. And that was in D.C.
Stepped outside.
See a plane with a grill. Nothing but chaos. It was devastating. Cars on fire, houses on fire.
Yeah, the specialist says a young kid on the ground got messed up pretty bad. Yeah, that's sad, you know. And they probably got more bodies, I hate to say that, than, you know, what they found, because when crashes and things like that happen, sometimes it takes, you know, a few days, weeks to months, you know, to find all of these people. When these type of things happen, you remember when when the Twin Towers went down, they said they was finding people like years later, and they still haven't found people from that. So it tells you just the impact of when planes hit things, you know, the devastation that it could, you know, bring forth.
On fire, houses on fire, people screaming.
And here, diners ducking for cover as shrapnel flies in.
Man sitting there eating his food, family. Scrap metal came through, blew his hat off. Insane.
Traffic control audio revealing the final time the cockpit made communications.
Runway 24, clear for takeoff.
Mike Tango Sierra, Kilo 56 medevac. Thank you. Good day.
That pilot was Alan Montoya, alongside co-pilot Jesus Juarez.
It's nuts, man.
They were flying a young girl who had just received life-saving care from a Philadelphia hospital, and her mother home to Mexico. All 6 people on board were killed. A 7th victim was inside a car that was hit.
We have a lot of unknowns.
So now the search for answers into the cause of this deadly plane crash has become...
I'm wondering, there's a possible connection with all these plane crashes in D.C., Philly, you know what I mean? Is it more than meets the eye? You know, we gotta pose those kind of questions. We just can't go with the first thing that the news throw out there.
But it is the second major air disaster for investigators to deal with in just a matter of days.
That's crazy.
Officials.
Imagine just walking down the street and you see a plane just blow up, you know, up the street from you, you know, and cause all that devastation, houses and things like that blowing up. Insane.
Stretched. Do you need more resources to deal with incidents like we've seen here in the United States in the last few days?
We do need further increases because our greatest resource or greatest asset for the NTSB is our workforce.
This is for damn sure crazy, family. I want to say, you know, RIP to everyone who lost them lives up there in DC and Philly, you know, because I'm in PA myself, you know, so that Philly thing ain't, you know, that far from me. Even the DC ain't that far from me. I'm in PA, you know, so yeah, it's getting real out here, you know. That's crazy. And I just, you know, hope everybody, you know, my condolences goes out to everybody that lost their life and their friends and family and things like that. The specialist, I have 0 answers, and I'm flying to Central America next week. Yeah, be safe if you flying, you know, because it's for damn sure, you know, too much going on now. Every time I turn on the TV, I hear something going down with planes, you know, and I'm wondering if it's a connection. And if you're in the room now, family, tapped in with me for the first time, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. You know, I'm always putting out heat and trying to, you know, keep the family, you know, abreast to just what's going on in the news. You know, I'm always reporting on current events and things, you know, especially when it regards the foundational Black American family. You know what I mean? I'm standing on business when it comes to that. But what else do I want to say? What else do I want to touch on, rather? Yeah, let's get right into this FBA business, these matters at hand that I want to talk about. You know, you got Democratic shills and things like that running around, you know, trying to, you know, fear monger. That's the only play that the Democrats got, you know, and you got tethers also that want to, you know, play this game that, you know, Trump is getting rid of Black History Month, this, that, and the other. You know, a bunch of nonsense is going on in that regard. And, you know, President Trump said the 14th Amendment was for like slaves, you know what I mean? The children of slaves. That's exactly what he said, the children of slaves. So in all actuality, Trump just gave the FBA family a alley-oop, and I never heard nobody, no president, you know, mention nothing like this. So that's very epic and very telling, you know, but the Democrats, they want to get us to, you know, fear Donald Trump. This is going to happen to us. That's going to happen to us. The main thing Donald Trump is pushing is to get all these damn illegal, undocumented immigrants up out of the country. And I ain't got a problem with that. Now you hear all of these people, you know, running around, want to attach foundational Black Americans to what's going on. That ain't got nothing to do with foundational Black Americans. That's why we ain't, you know, said nothing about it, because we can't get deported. They even playing the game of we can get deported. Where the hell can they deport a foundational Black American to? We the backbone that built this country. You know what I mean? The foundational Black American, if it wasn't for us, there would be no damn America. So they can miss me with that. That's just Democratic shills in the boule class, you know, running around doing what they do best, fear mongering and trying to, you know, get Black people in fear, because they know if you in fear, you ain't thinking with your right mind. Because if you got fear in your mind, you know what I mean, you're going to submit to the fear. You know, you ain't going to get out there and, you know, do what you got to do for self, because fear holds you back. Fear is a negative emotion. But we ain't got absolutely nothing to worry about, you know, as foundational Black Americans. We good, you know what I mean? And all of Trump's policies, he ain't got nothing that really, you know, harms directly foundational Black Americans. It's mostly to get these immigrant people up out of the country. And truth be told, I want them out, because they taking resources out of the mouths of foundational Black Americans, you know, that can use them. You got foundational Black American brothers out here sick, starving, homeless, you know what I mean, that can use those resources, and they allocating them all. The Democrats was allocating them all to these damn immigrant groups coming to the country. You know what I mean? Immigrants wouldn't have nothing to worry about if they, you know, get on code with one another and work to make their homelands better, you know, instead of all flocking over here when the going gets tough. You know, when the going got tough for the foundational Black American, we couldn't run nowhere. We had to stand on business and fight, you know, to make things better. Because like I always say, this white supremacist system for sure as hell wanted to remove slavery. It was removed from us rebelling, you know, standing on truth to power and fighting this injustices and things like that that were done to our people. But just a second, family, let me get some of this water. Yeah, but you got a lot of like Latino immigrants mainly, and even, you know, Black immigrants that are trying to, you know, make this mass deportation thing our fight. We sitting this one out. It ain't got nothing to do with foundational Black Americans. You know what I mean? Because mass immigration is hurting us, and, you know, nobody's standing on business when we fight for the things we want to fight for. We hear it all the time. You know, if you listen to Brother Tariq Nasheed's, you know, Twitter Spaces, and, you know, his program that he got over here on YouTube. You know, a lot of these immigrant groups of people, you know, these damn tethered, they ain't with us getting no reparations. They say we don't deserve it, so on and so forth. We begging, and we built the damn, you know, United States of America for people to have a, you know, place to flee to or come to. We stood on business. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for the foundational Black American, no damn immigrant groups of people would even be over here. So yeah, we ain't getting out there putting the cape on for nobody. They ain't for us, and, you know, us getting our compensatory justice, which is reparations. So they can miss me with that, trying to get, you know, foundational Black Americans in fear or to fight their battles, because in all actuality, these people ain't used to fighting no white supremacy. So what they want the foundational Black American to do is, you know, get out here and fight their battles for them with this mass, you know, deportation thing, for us to advocate for them and be the mouthpiece that's going to push and move the envelope forward. And then, you know, we ain't doing that. You know, whatever's going to happen to them immigrants, they got to stand on their own too and hold their own nuts. It ain't got nothing to do with FBA. So, yeah, moving right along. I want to touch on these Caribbean tethers that's upset that foundational Black Americans have delineated, and they up there talking a bunch of nonsense and BS. You know, I'm going to pull the audio on the video up, family, just a second. Peace to everybody in the room. And if you're rocking with me right now for the first time, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel.
Foundational Black Americans are.
Hold on,
so
family.
the term referred.
Well, tonight on the podcast,
fair
ladies and
use.
gentlemen. So there was a video that just kind of laid on my lap, and it was actually of some Black conservatives. But these Black conservatives, all of them are Caribbean, and they take an issue with FBAs. And to say that they are conservative and
everybody got an issue with the foundational Black American because we ain't the kid playing the kickstand no more, propping other groups of people up, holding them up when they can't hold their own self up. They got to stand on their own 2 feet and hold their own nuts. That's why everybody mad and upset, you know what I mean? And we ain't putting the cape on, getting out here and fighting for this immigration thing. And let's continue.
They take issue with FBAs. You would think they would be agreeing with FBAs. But let's go ahead on and play this real quick.
First, let's talk about what foundational Black Americans are. So the term refers to a concept coined by activist and filmmaker Tariq Nasheed. It's used to describe.
They trying to throw, brother Tariq Nasheed under the bus. They always like to, put negative on him because, he's one of the biggest voices out there advocating for foundational Black Americans, and they can miss me with that. This is, heavy is the head who wears the crown. When you got that top spot and that top position, people be gunning for you left and right. You know what I mean? All because you leaving people to hold their own nuts, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. These other groups of people don't put the cape on for us. What she was doing right there was just trying to throw a little dirt on brother Tariq Nasheed's name. I can't pronounce that. Baddie, peace family, peace to you, Baddie. I think that's what that says. But let's continue.
Used to describe Black individuals in the United States who are descendants of African people enslaved in the U.S. prior to the abolition of slavery in 1860.
And that's some of it, but that ain't all of it. Just to describe Black Africans enslaved in America, because some of our people were Aboriginals and those Black explorers that were over here before slavery. They just threw us all together, remixed us, the white supremacists, and called us all Negroes. You know what I mean? But let's continue.
Here we go. I want to start off with you, Shelly.
My never to be humble opinion is that this movement is a way to further.
And it ain't a movement. When you hear movements, they coming in bad faith, because foundational Black Americans, ain't no movement. It's just, to describe a group of people. Some of us did come over in them ships, from Africa, but many, many more of our people were already here. That's the aspect that they don't want to talk about. Black explorers, the Black Aboriginal. And when people come with, and all of them groups, them 3 groups together, we had a ethnogenesis, and that ethnogenesis, we went on to become foundational Black Americans. You know what I mean? And we're descendants of freedmen. They know good and well who we are when they play this game of, us being some kind of group. This, that, and the other. It's done in bad faith because they know they could take down a group, but you can't take down no lineage because no one person is the head of no lineage. You know what I mean? But a group, they got a head. So when you say a group, and then try to input brother Tariq Nasheed as to be the head of this group, you can take down some. But he say it all the time. We ain't no group and he ain't no leader. You know what I mean? Foundational Black Americans have no leaders because we are no group. We are a lineage. You know what I mean? Just like a Puerto Rican, a Jamaican, so on and so forth.
To further segregate and divide Black people. Give me a second.
Oh, that's a card they always try to play too. That foundational Black Americans is dividing Black people. Unfortunately, these people divided from us, way before we had our delineation. These people would, stick in their own little groups. They Jamaican, they're rep for they Jamaicans, they're rep for they, Africans, Nigeria, wherever they from, Haiti. These people ain't had no loyalty and no allegiance to us, We had all the loyalty and allegiance to them, but we was propping them up and lifting them up. And only when we see that, it wasn't being reciprocated, and they was playing off of us, exploiting us and misusing and abusing us, and working, to see that we don't get not a damn thing, and tethering off of us, then that's where, we got on code and woke up now. And this is where the problem lies, because they wanted us to be all inclusive, so they could just come in and out of foundational Black American society as they please, wipe their feet, off on us like we some damn doormats. And they can miss me with that.
And divide Black people. Give me a second. And have
Black people always been divided way before we had this delineation movement. Unfortunately, these people don't have no loyalty. They come to America and they out for self. They come to America to take. They don't come to America, to get on code with us. They come to get in the pockets of the dominant white society.
FBAs use this one as a good separation technique or a good segregation technique. Now, let me say this. I don't give a damn who you associate with, who you want to be called, or what group. I don't really care. But I think this particular issue is a way for, I'm going to say, maybe
Listen to this. Listen to this.
Conservatives to use as, oh, I'm separating myself because I am a slave, or I have ancestors that were slaves or whatever. I don't care. Ultimately, I am a foundational Black American. I was born here.
And they keep playing that card. We hear that a lot. Just because these tethers are born in America, they say, I'm a foundational Black American. No, the hell you ain't. What you are is an anchor baby. Two of your parents came over here and had you, and you got birthright citizenship, which Donald Trump is trying to get rid of. And I'm in favor of that. And now they saying that they foundational. You ain't foundational. Your name don't go back to them 1800, 1700, census here in America. You wasn't here, around that time. You ain't responsible for the building of America. You ain't had no family enslaved in America. What you done was you immigrated here, and got a free ride. We already had the table set up with the full course meal, and all they did was come, and sit down at the table and eat off of what we had laid out already. 15 minutes and a snack. Let's keep them talking shit. The internet courage is a hell of a drug. It's not going to fly in these FBA streets. You right about that, 15 minutes. The specialist, the rug is about to be pulled from under a lot of tethers' feet. Yeah, these tethers, they out of pocket. They think that, we entitled to do something for them. We entitled to advocate for them, put the capes on for them. And they mad we've delineated because they want to come amongst us and cosplay as us and get a free ride off the backs of foundational Black Americans. And them days is over.
Here, ultimately, I am a foundational Black American. I was born here.
You're an anchor baby.
A lot of people talk about being separate and all of this other stuff. Well, look, you could do that now. Find yourself an island in the South Pacific and just go be separate.
Hold on. I got a problem with that. I got a big problem with that. He said go find an island. And this is a tether, mind you, in the South Pacific and go over there. Why the hell don't you go back to the place where you're from? We come from America. We got ties to the soil over here in America. We built America, hence why we call ourselves the foundation. All you did was come over here and get a free ride. So the foundational Black American ain't got to go not a damn place. You take your narrow ass back to, the Caribbean, wherever you from, and work to build that up. You know what I mean? Instead of, coming over here and taking all the damn resources from FBAs. This is why I don't really rock with that immigration thing, because in all actuality, they take resources that could be given to foundational Black Americans. You know what I mean? We could have for sure as hell had our reparations. They were giving our reparations away to these damn tethers coming over here, and we were responsible for the building of America. We shed blood, sweat, and tears on this land. So this is why, I ain't with the whole mass immigration thing. Stay in your own country and work to make that better. But let's continue.
An island in the South Pacific and just go be separate. But
you go over there.
People don't even know how to feed themselves
without
a supermarket, so that's something that would break down very quickly.
Now, these foundational Black Americans, authority, whoever they are, I've never heard of such. And no, you may not claim me in your group, just because I happen to be born.
You don't claim us in your group. It ain't no hard feelings. Jamaicans don't claim foundational Black Americans. Haitians don't claim foundational Black Americans. We're our own distinct, lineage of people. So we ain't got to claim nobody, just like y'all don't. And you ain't going to shame us into feeling bad for you or nothing else. But let's continue.
An American, right? Born an American with beautifully melanated skin, but American nonetheless, right? We're not going to start dividing ourselves into these little
Listen to this.
pockets that make it easier for people to take advantage of other people.
Hold on right there. Her whole thing is not being taken advantage of because they scared in all actuality without the FBA, because they got to stand on their own two people. They know that they, easy targets because they don't stand on no business and fight white supremacy. If they would stand on business and fight white supremacy, their homeland would be better and they wouldn't have to flee up over here. So they can miss me with that. We ain't being, the advocates of taking all the blows, that go along with that for these other groups of people. They for sure as hell wouldn't absorb the blows for us. Peace to the specialists.
I'm sick of FBAs, okay?
I'm sick of them too. I'm just sick of people begging on.
If you're sick of FBA, go back to your homeland. You know what I mean? And you don't got to worry about FBAs over there because ain't no FBAs, flocking over to your country, but you coming over here to our country, flying your flags and things like that. When these people fly flags over here in America, these people ain't got no respect for their homeland. They in fear of going back home. You hear a lot of these immigrants on the internet, oh, well, I'm in fear. I can't go back home. Take your narrow behind back home and build it up, because they want other people to have pride in their homeland, and they ain't got no damn pride in their homeland. These damn tethers are, worse and worse. They ain't got no affinity for their homeland. Them flying their flags, that's just to give off a false narrative. You know what I mean? Let me plug up my cord, family, for my computer guy. Hold on. That's what that was alerting me. For this thing die. Hold on, family. Yeah, there we go. He was about to cut off on me. I didn't even realize I didn't have the cord plugged in. You know what I mean? Usually I keep the cord plugged in, because the battery, goes down quick on this laptop for some strange reason. But yeah, these people ain't got no, affinity toward their homeland. Them flying a flag, that's just a false narrative for you to get the false perception like they got some, damn kind of, pride in their homeland. Because if they had pride in their homeland, they wouldn't mind going back. These people fear going back to their homeland. Like, this is the worst thing coming to them. You know what I mean? Like going back to their homeland. They in fear of that. That's the worst thing. And the forefront of their mind is going back to their homeland. So they can miss me with, flying their flags, and they got all this, pride in their culture and where they from. These people ain't got no damn pride in their culture and where they from. So why the hell do they want us, to uphold them when they don't even uphold themselves? 15 minutes and a snack. She is not a foundational Black American. If you have immigrant parents and immigrant grandparents, great-grandparents, you're not of the lineage of FBA reparations. Now, reparations should have been yesterday, family. You know what I mean? And you're absolutely right. She ain't a foundational Black American. What she is an anchor baby. She might have been born here, but she was anchored here in all actuality. But let's continue. And you can hear the mindset. I like to hear the mindset of these people, because these people got a lot of hate and vitriol for the foundational Black Americans.
And let me tell you something. I'm sick of FBAs, okay?
I'm sick of them too. I'm just sick of people begging all the damn time.
Yeah, you can actually walk
you hear
down
that?
Baltimore.
They talking about our reparations now. Just a second. Let me get some more water, family. And our reparations ain't no damn begging. You was able to come over here because we fought for, everybody to have civil rights, them immigration laws, back in the 60s and whatnot. If we wouldn't fight, you for sure as hell wouldn't have your narrow behind over here. So, us demanding our reparations, that ain't begging, but you ain't entitled to it. That's the only reason you got a problem with it, because, you ain't entitled to it. But us getting our reparations ain't, begging and asking for no handout. Your people come over here and get all kind of perks, set aside, the tangibles coming over here. They lift y'all up quick, fast, and in a hurry. And that's why I despise all this, mass immigration, because they bring them over here quick, fast, and in a hurry. But a foundational Black American, might be down bad, and, he out there living homeless on the street and can't get no aid because all of the aid is being exhausted on these damn foreign tethers. Specialists, it's a dead old. Yeah, they like to play that game of, that we getting, a handout or some kind of leg up. The foundational Black American is the only group of people that never had no leg up. And every time we build something, the white supremacists came and destroyed it. You know what I mean? Because they don't want to see us have nothing. The same way these damn tethers don't want to see us have nothing, because these tethers is in alignment with the white supremacist society.
You can actually walk down Baltimore and
Listen
step
to
in
this.
human feces, and it's generally from an FBA.
Listen to that. Human feces is from an FBA. She can miss me with that, all the misusing and abusing y'all got going on in your homeland. Y'all beating each other up side the head with animal bones and animal parts, eating, animals, bush meat, the stuff that ain't even supposed to be eaten. Y'all shitting and defecating in the street, and y'all want to have some kind of nerve to sit up here and talk about foundational Black Americans, down there in Baltimore. She can miss me with that. Baltimore is for sure as hell better than the places that they come from, and they know it. That's why they over here.
Well, so much to unpack here.
Yeah, enough of that, lady. Them kind of tethers really get me mad. They look down on foundational Black American society like they better than us. If you was better, than us, which you ain't, why the hell you ain't doing what you say you can do in your homeland? They say, well, we come over here with 2 cents in our pocket. We pull ourselves up. We doctors, we this, that, and the third. Why couldn't you be a doctor or pull yourself up with those 2 cents in your homeland? You came over here and piggybacked off the lane that was already built off the backs of foundational Black Americans. So they can miss me with that. The specialist says, has she been to Jamaica lately? Nah, that's the worst thing, is going back to their countries and their homelands where they, forefathers came from. They don't want to see that. That's like going to hell for some of these tethers. That's like burning in hell for some of these tethers, going back to their homeland. Now let me move on to this cowardly tether by the name of BustaRhymes, who says hip hop, originates from, Africa. And if you remember, family, BustaRhymes tether ass behind was, the main one who kicked off, saying that we ain't got no culture. You know what I mean? As Black Americans, he got a lot of hate and disdain for, foundational Black Americans, that BustaRhymes. He's really anti-foundational Black American. And he just don't come out there and say that, but he's anti-foundational Black American. He hate us with, he got a true disdain and, hatred for foundational Black Americans. 1800 ICE family start calling in mass. Calling on them. Yeah. Get them about the paint, right? 15 minutes and a snack. The specialist. Busted rhymes. Yeah, he damn sure busted, and every time I turn around, he taking a shot at foundational Black Americans. And he was the main one that kicked off that thing, saying, if you remember that we ain't have no culture, this, that, and the third. This is because he got a lot of anti-FBA hate in himself, because he wasn't able to, to build himself up in his homeland. He had to come over here, and he didn't tell people right off the bat that he was, Caribbean or BustaRhymes. He cosplayed a lot, came up under disguise posing to be a foundational Black American, and I love the delineation movement because, through this delineation movement, we getting the veils is being unveiled. The mask is coming off of a lot of these people. We getting to see who these tethers really are. Thanks for that chat. Thanks for that super chat, family. Cheney G. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Thanks for that super chat. I appreciate that. But through the delineation movement, we getting to see who a lot of these tethers are. The mask is coming off their face. I love the delineation movement because the cosplaying is over. They know it's real. And, they being affected by this in real time because they can't come up posing as us no more, And this is why everybody kicking and screaming, mad, that we've delineated. You hear, what's his name? He's a non-factor. That's why I forgot his name in all actuality. Benzino, he's saying he don't like the term FBA. He crawled out from under whatever rock he was hiding under, said he don't like the term FBA. Everybody want to take a shot at us now because they got to stand on their own 2 feet and things like that. Who give a damn if Benzino or anybody don't like this delineation movement and what's taking place now. But what's taking place and what they see unfolding right in front of their eyes is going to be the new norm. This is normal protocol from here on out for foundational Black Americans. We letting everybody else hold their own nuts. And if people don't like it, they can't do nothing about it. So they ain't got no choice but to not like it, and kick and scream because this is the new norm. We ain't advocating for these other groups. And, we just worried about our needs. We wish everybody well, but we just solely focused on us getting our leg up as foundational Black Americans. But I got the audio and the video of this dusty bum tether by the name of BustaRhymes, and we're going to walk through and talk about it. Benzino gave his own whack album 5 mics. Yeah, Benzino's a true tether too. I didn't like that when he said he didn't like the term FBA. He also tried to play the card that it was, dividing Black people. They always do that, to say it's dividing Black people. And unfortunately, Black people have always been, divided. We the only one that, wanted some global Black unity as foundational Black Americans. We the only one that really upheld that Pan-African, thing. These other groups of people didn't uphold no damn Pan-Africanism. But we realized that was a one-sided coin and we was taking the short end of the stick. Salute to Cheney G again for that super chat. Why did you say McGee, my name, my maiden name? Oh, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, family. My bad. You know what I mean? I have a hard time, getting to these names in the chat. This is all new to me being on this internet thing like this. You know what I mean? So I'm just, getting acclimated to this myself. But thank you for that super chat. I'm going to just say, G, thank you for that super chat, G. And peace to all the FBA family that's in the room now rocking with me. But let me get to this tether BustaRhymes. Oh, I said your maiden name? Oh, okay. Well, peace to you, family, and peace for those super chats you gave me and stuff. And I hope everybody in here is enjoying their weekend, you know what I mean? And, deprogramming because, unfortunately that Monday come around, it's back to normal protocol, you know what I mean? Shout out to my sister Renee as well. Happy FBA month. Let me get this tether BustaRhymes pulled up. Because he really got me mad. Every time I turn around, BustaRhymes is saying something out of the side of the neck. If you remember, he was saying that hip hop came from Jamaica. Now he's switching his tune up, saying that it came out of Africa. What BustaRhymes is doing is just throwing anything to the wall and seeing if he could get it to stick. In all actuality, he just want to take the origins of the creation of hip hop coming from foundational Black Americans away from us by any means necessary. And he could never do that because the lie already been debunked. Let me pull this up. How'd that video go? Hold on. Okay, I'm pulling this off of Brother Tariq Nasheed's channel. Fair use, fair use. Listen to this tether. BustaRhymes out here doing what tethers do, telling bold-faced lie. All he do is lie because he can't. He know that he can't take the creation out of foundational Black American hands. The lie's already been debunked, and it's going to be continued. Whenever they put something out here, spreading lies about the origins of hip hop, we're going to put out there the truth and make sure we work to combat that as foundational Black Americans.
Subscribe, darling radio. Like and subscribe.
Listen to BustaRhymes line.
That has been born based on it being attributed to the origin, which is Africa. The origin.
You're already saying it, the origin. He really trying to double down on that whole African thing. And if the origin come out of damn Africa, why you ain't got, no African Tupacs, no African, anybody else, no African Nas, no African Hove, you know what I mean? No African Jay-Z, there ain't none. You can't, show me no Africans, coming out, and I'm not talking bad, but you ain't got no Africans coming out like Pop, Jay-Z, Nas, and these are the greatest. You ain't got that. Why didn't y'all, do that over there then? If it came up out of Jamaica, Africa, or wherever, how come it wasn't done over there? That's the question I'll pose. Mark Curry, Bussy Bus, really is a buster. Yeah, BustaRhymes is a buster, true definition of a tether. He ain't tell people he was, Jamaican till many years after the fact because he was getting a free ride on the backs of foundational Black American society. But let's continue.
Attributed to the origin, which is Africa. The
Hell
origin.
no, it ain't.
That's right. All right, so now, how about the rhythm?
The origins of hip hop is American freedmen. He can miss me with anything else that says otherwise. He just spewing lies, doing what tethers do, lie and cosplay and throw anything to the wall and see if it stick.
See the flow. My flows with the way I spit. Put your hands where my eyes can see. Hit you with no delaying. So what you singing, yo? Silly with the 9 milli with the dilly, yo. So that's on a rhythm level, right? It's Africa rhythm. All right, let's take it further. When you do a bongo,
this guy's a clown, man.
That's all Africa.
Guy's a clown.
Not America. I can't take it. It is what it is. Hit you with no delaying. So what you singing, yo?
Peace to the specialist, and thanks for that super chat. The specialist, who's worse than BustaRhymes, are FBA rappers in his lane that haven't checked his ass. Lord Jamar should not be the only one. Yeah, Lord Jamar, he the only one out there standing on business that I see. Everybody else, they're afraid because what I'm hearing, that a lot of Latinos and other groups of people behind the scenes, they control the narrative of the hip hop thing, up in them, corporate offices and stuff. And, white people up there, controlling it. So a lot of people just afraid to stand. And that's very cowardly to me, though, too, on behalf of some of our FBA artists. They left Brother Lord Jamar out there to stand on business by himself. He was the only one out there, pushing the envelope, saying, you know, nah, this was created by us, foundational Black Americans. You know, he was standing on business, and every other person, you know, ain't nobody said nothing. As you know, no other foundational Black American rappers, they've laid docile and dormant to a certain degree, and that really looks bad. I really don't like that. You know, they leaving, you know, Lord Jamar out there naked and alone like that to, you know, stand on business, because they know what the real is. But a lot of these artists, they just afraid of that bag drying up on themselves, afraid of what they might lose. You know what I mean? Damn what you might lose when it comes to speaking truth to power. Sometimes you got to speak truth to power, you know, and whatever consequences come, you just deal with them when they come, you know, if you ask me. But peace to the specialist, and thanks for that super chat.
Let them know. I'm taking it always back to the origin. So I'm not here to argue.
He changed his tune, you know, he was saying that it was Jamaican. Now he's saying it's Africa. He say anything under the sun, just as long as he don't say that the origins, you know, came from us, foundational Black Americans, which it did. You know, ain't no other group of people was responsible for that, because you can't show me the elements of their music inside of hip hop, you know, but we could point to and show you where James Brown, you know, and funk music's, soul music, R&B, jazz, and you know, these are all other FBA art forms. We could show you where that is inside the rap, but they can't show you where none of their elements from the Caribbean, these Latino places, you know, Africa, they elements ain't inside of our, you know, music. You know what I mean? So they can miss me with that. And I think BustaRhymes was over there, you know, in Africa himself, you know, putting the cape on, you know, and lying.
Always back to the origin. So I'm not here to argue. I'm not here to dispute the truth. Y'all can invest your time and waste it trying to dispute the truth. Can't change the truth. Only lies change.
He's a liar. He's a lying tether. What he does is he'll throw a brick and hide his hand, and you know, go off and hide somewhere. The same thing, you know, when he tried to say we as FBAs had no culture, he don't come, you know, to the forefront and stand on no business and really, you know, he won't say it. You know, he won't come up to no foundational Black American platforms and, you know, say that, because what he did is a coward. You know, he'll say something and go back, you know, and lay docile and dormant, throw a brick and hide his hand. I don't respect BustaRhymes. He's a coward and a fleeing tether, you know, who always got something negative to say. And, you know, he's anti-FBA, really. That's what he want to say, but he won't get out there and say that, because, you know, he don't want to look bad at going at a lineage of people. But, you know, well, he already did. So I can't say that. He already said that Black Americans have no culture. You know what I mean? So I don't know what's up with BustaRhymes, you know, but he's clearly a lying, you know, babbling tether who ain't, you know, standing on no business and speaking nothing factual, because we already debunked it. The movie Microphone Check done that. So I don't rock with BustaRhymes. You know what I mean? I always thought, you know, I thought BustaRhymes was Black American. That's why I'm glad this delineation thing has happened, because what it's doing is peeling back the veils, you know, and exposing people. You know, we get to see who people are in real time, you know, and a lot of these tethers, they get so mad and disgruntled with us as foundational Black Americans because they ain't got the points we got up on the board. You know, they ain't achieved what we achieved. They ain't got the Michael Jacksons. They ain't got the Princes. They ain't got James Brown. They ain't got the Muhammad Ali's. They ain't got the Malcolm X's, the Dr. Kings. They ain't got none of these people, you know, so what they want to do is, you know, attach themselves to our culture and get a free ride. And now we said the ride is over. You know, now everybody got a problem and want to get disgruntled and things like that. The specialist. How's his last album sales? He probably flopped. You know, Fat Ho, aka Fat Joe, they said he put out an album too, you know, recently. The World Done Changed on Me or something like that. And you know that album didn't do no good because FBAs ain't rocking with him. See, if FBAs, we remove our support from some of these people, which I'm in favor of us doing, you know, whenever somebody talks bad about foundational Black American society, our culture, the lineage, you know, we don't support them. And these people will see in real time that we got the ability to make and break people at the drop of a dime. And Fat Ho learned that with that whole BET thing. You know, we pulled the rug out from under him on that, you know. He ain't got a free ride no more, and he for sure as hell ain't got no pass to use that word nigga. Because what Fat Joe does is, you know, he'll say, he'll play that card, I'm black when I want to be. Because I heard things saying, you know, he was saying he's black, you know, Fat Ho, you know, and Fat Joe ain't black. Fat Joe is a white Puerto Rican that wants to just get in where he fit in, you know what I mean? And a lot of them guys is like that. They want to get in where they can fit in, you know, and now that the games, we done playing the games, a lot of these people have become disgruntled, you know what I mean? because they see in real time that foundational Black Americans have delineated, and we ain't playing everyone's kickstand no more, being the doormat for people, helping people out, and people, a lot of times they feel entitled to our support. So I'm just in favor of us removing our support from people. If people speak bad about foundational Black American society, we don't support them. We boycott them and make them take a crash in the eyes of the public, because we got the ability, if we remove our support, these big wig companies, these white people that control them, they ain't going to push these people's music like that, because they need foundational Black Americans, to be that driving force to support these people, for them to blow up. If we don't support them and co-sign their music or whatever they doing, they for sure as hell ain't going to blow up. The specialist. He's done out here. Yeah, he's done. All of these tethers is done. The games is over. We ain't playing no games with anybody no more as foundational Black Americans. Anybody want to sit up here and, take shots at the lineage, discredit us, talk all greasy and out the side of the neck, they getting checked. And this goes for anyone, no one is immune to this. You know what I mean? To get this FBA smoke, anybody could get it, because we standing on business right now and we on code. You know what I mean? This is why, and they know this, Trump even, threw us an alley-oop with that, the 14th Amendment being for children of slaves. They know it's a delineation movement taking place. And Trump told the real with that. And they could play that he's racist card. I know Trump racist, but I know the Democrats is racist too. They both birds of a feather. This is why I ain't voting. Ain't nobody offering up nothing tangible, but Trump for sure as hell gave us an alley-oop on that one. And we can't, take that from off the table, even though the Democratic shills and the boule want to do that, because they know where the real comes from. They know where that real soul comes from, that real icing on the cake. And we are that icing on the cake as foundational Black Americans. We that secret spice, that secret sauce that gives everything that umph, you know what I mean? That extra umph. If it ain't for us, nothing can fly, unless we let it fly. So we recognizing our power now. And this is why people are disgruntled, crying and complaining, kicking and screaming. The specialist. Joe is a fence traveler. 1 minute he's Black, another minute he's Puerto Rican. That's a game. He said that. I heard him say he was Black before, but that's a game he plays. He Black when it's convenient. A lot of these tethers is the same way. You see videos of tethers, dark skinned, real melanated tethers that say they ain't Black. They want to be Black when it comes to getting something, and this is why the delineation movement was needed, because what we thought, me included, I'm in this too. I think just because I used to think like this too, I had some waking up of myself that everybody Black, we supposed to be on the same team. But then you learn quick, fast, and in a hurry that a lot of these other tethers, these foreign Black people, they don't got the same mindset as us. They don't see white supremacy the same as us. They think white supremacy is something good, that they can, come up under and get something out of. We see white supremacy as a system that must be knocked down. A lot of these people, they've been defeated in their homeland. So they come over here and, if we allow them to, this kind of stuff will wear off on us. And, we've always stood on business as foundational Black Americans. We've always seen white supremacy as something that must be annihilated and knocked down altogether. The Holla Gang. Teach. Peace to the Holla Gang. 15 minutes in a snack. Scammer need to be called out as well. Running game. You don't speak for FBA. A lot of these tethers, think they got a pass to speak for FBA, but them days is over. The free ride is over. The buck stops here, and all of these people got to hold their own nuts, and they might be mad about it, but they for sure as hell can't check it. And BustaRhymes, I don't like BustaRhymes because he's the one that really kicked off, that whole thing with saying we have no culture. Then you see it trickle down to, tethers like Kai Sanad and, other people. So the lineage is getting upheld now. We don't give a damn who don't like it, who cries, kicks and screams. It's about FBA freedmen. And if you ain't, on that type of time, you just better stay in your own lane, because we're the force to be reckoned with. We are the force, you know what I mean? And we're the thing that drives this American, everything in America is that way, because we the culture of America is foundational Black Americans. Everybody tries to copycat and emulate us, and imitate us, but there's only one real thing, and that real thing is the foundational Black American. So yeah, everybody, gonna have to hold their own nuts from here on out. And BustaRhymes got a lot of nerve for, getting up there saying that the origins of hip hop came from Africa. He just a cowardly tether that'll say anything. you know, to take it out of our hands as foundational Black Americans. I don't respect him, and I don't rock with him, but I don't rock with BustaRhymes, Fat Joe, Casanat, you know, none of these damn tethers. And you know, because they come amongst us and, you know, was cosplaying, you know, for all of that time. Now the ride is over. They getting out here, they don't know what to do with themselves. They crying, you know, they complaining like whiny women that, you know, we delineated and they got to stand on their own 2 feet. But family, I'm about to get off of here. I just wanted to tap in because, and I appreciate everybody that was in the chat, you know, and if you're new to my channel, make sure you like and subscribe. Peace to the specialists for that super chat, and peace to the other one. I believe it was, I don't want to chop her name up. It ended with G, you know what I mean? Peace to her, or, you know, for leaving that chat. And, you know, I want to, in closing, I want to say this to the family though. Your thinking determines where you'll go in life. You know what I mean? You know, have proper thinking, because if you think you can't, you ain't going to be able to do anything. You know, if you think with a defeated mindset that I ain't going to be able, you know, to do this, that, or the third, I'm sick. You know, even if you're sick, don't tell yourself you're sick, because in all actuality, if you tell yourself I'm sick, you know, you're going to be sick more. You know, whatever you tell yourself, the mind got the ability to, you know, make things happen in real world time. So even if you are down bad right now, you know, and you don't see no way out, keep a positive mind, because the mindset determines how far you'll go in life. Just my thoughts on the matter, and peace to the family, and everybody have a good weekend. Peace.